In this video, we're going to add borders, outlines to the table that already exists in here so we can actually see where it is, because it's easier to edit a table if you can see it. I have hidden the edges on this table because most of the time when the background is white, it looks better if it does not have a table border. So we're going to go click on Edit, Meet Our Staff. We're on the Wood River Land Trust website. And as we scroll down here, we can see that these things are pretty well vertically and horizontally aligned. And one of the reasons why they're nicely aligned is because this data is actually contained in a table. So if we click anywhere in here, either on a photo or in this content, and go up to the top in our tools and come down to Edit Cell in this little orange grid tool up here, we'll get this window that gives us these three options: Auto Fit, Property, Style. And if we click on Properties, this takes us in here where we can click on Border Style. If I click on Border Style now, nothing's really selected because there is no border. So you can see on the left hand it says no border, or there's a hairline. Let's click on that hairline. Let's click on 1 point. I'm actually going to click on 3 points just so it's easier to see in the video. And then we'll pick a color. We'll make it black because otherwise we wouldn't be able to see it on a white ground. We'll click OK. Now we're going to apply that border to the whole table. So right now, if I just clicked OK, it would only apply it to the cell that I clicked in. But let's click on whole table just so you can see. So this is actually what a table looks like. There's different, it's like a grid. And this is a good example because this has gotten a little messy over time. So I'm actually going to go in here right now and clean this up. One thing you can see, I'm going to click on Save, and if they'll forgive me for fouling up their staff page for momentarily. As you can see, these folks, Carrie has her own horizontal row, Trey has his own row, Daphne has her own row, but it looks like Jill and Scott are added in here to the same. They don't have a divider line in here, and that is why Jill's name is not actually aligned with the top of her photo in the way that Scott's is and Daphne's is. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut her out of this area and give her her own row. So if I click back up into Meet Our Staff, I'm going to click on this icon right here, which is the little down arrow, which indicates that you want to add a table row underneath this big one that contains all of this data. So if I click, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little icon right here that has a little round circle with an X in the middle, little tiny arrow pointing up, and a little tiny arrow pointing down. So I'm going to add Jill in her own row underneath Scott. So I'm going to click the little arrow down. So what you can see that this has done is this has added a new horizontal row in here. Now it didn't add the outline. We would have to actually manually go back in and apply the outline, which I don't think we'll do because ultimately we really don't want the outline in there. So I'm going to click on Jill's photo, and I'm going to click Cut, and I'm going to click Paste. Okay, so that's that, and then I'm going to select her bio and click Cut, and I'm going to click in here above where we want the data to go, and I'm going to click Paste. Okay, so it looks like there's some extra spaces in here that we can take out so they're aligned a little bit more consistently. That looks good. Looks like there's an extra space. in here. There we go. Deleted those extra spaces out. Now here is an unneeded row. Here's a row that contains no data. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of this row. So these little round circles, there's one that occurs on the edge here and here, and there's also one that occurs up at the top here and here. That's to delete a row, and you better be pretty certain that you want to delete it before you click on that. Not that you can't click cancel and undo it, but in this case we do want to delete this one because there's nothing in there. So if we click either on this one or on that one, then I clicked in that, and that deleted that unnecessary row. So now these are, take out another extra space. So now these are aligned a little bit more nicely. So since we don't want these ugly black lines in here, what I'll do, since we're finished cleaning this up, is I'll go back up to the top and click on Edit Table, Edit Cell, click on Properties, come back down here to Border Style, and this time we're going to click on No Border. Okay. We're going to apply to Whole Table. Okay. All right. And now our lines are gone. Our alignment is improved. And now we can click Save. And there we go.